all truth to the Most High, and not that counterfeit Yahweh who try and pose as the Most High. I know it's been a while, true man, but I come with exposure called the fall of man. You know what happened? Why did the true man fall? You know, once you run the codes and the numbers, it kicks out these letters that represents a number. Coded language. Everything's about code. And it breaks down this fall of man. What happened? Just these words right here. It's amazing how those numbers work. But you get wood alcohol, tobacco, ammonia containing ammonia, ethanol, methanol, inks, dyes, fruits, vegetables, alcohol and non-alcohol, fermented beverages, perfume, beast system stuff. Non-man, a being that is not a man. Here we go, robots, artificial intelligence, unregistered to birth. You have repo man, avatar, gifts, statues, false image, a character, an atlas, a male, female carving, just sculptures. These were sculptures that played their part in the fall of man. Worship, pray, unstable, fickle, covenant, raked together, necromancer, sorcery, magic, cooking, eating meat. So what happened? What's going on? The fall of the true man is still going on today, at this very moment. The true man ceased from living, from the instructions placed in them at birth. This is a natural process and has nothing to do with Christ or Christianity or Christ's insanity. Find how those words vibe together. Christianity and Christ's insanity. Or in a religion where you ask an outside entity to come into your soul and take over. I don't know if I talked about this, but it's just a ritual. When you go up before an altar and you raise your hands, that is a ritual. You're sacrificing yourself. Asking an outside entity to come in. And now you're going to bow down and worship. Call it your Lord. Come out of the church, full of rituals and sacrifices, people. Drinking blood. I think I may have talked about this before. Offering up your prayers as a sacrifice. Let's go. Leviticus chapter 1, verses 1 through 17. But let's focus on Leviticus 1 and 8 and 1 through 9. That is part of the code. And the priest, Aaron's son, shall lay the parts, the head and the fat, in order upon the wood that is on the fire, which is upon the altar. You know, before I go, think about this here. Now, the God of the Bible, Yahweh, tells you not to sacrifice your kids, your children, your offspring, whatever you want to call it, your beasts. But then he comes back and tells Abraham to build an altar and bring Isaac as a sacrifice. You just told us not to sacrifice our offspring. But now you're telling Abraham to bring his son Isaac. And they're parallel. What do you mean, Father? Isaac had to tote his wood to build an altar so he could be sacrificed. Jesus had to tote his wood, which is a cross, to be sacrificed. It's all bullshit, people. Wake up. No, don't wake up. Get that vibration in you, vibing strong, so you can see this mess. Chapter 1, verse 9, but his inwards and his legs shall he wash in water. so it doesn't make it clean. And the priest shall burn all on the altar to be a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire of a sweet savory smell unto Yahweh. Now, why would the Most High ask you to kill his creation, cook it so he can enjoy the smell? At some point, you got to understand that the Most High is not about death. The true man was never intended to die. The true man made covenant with Yahweh and his beast system, being involved in rituals and sacrifices, whether knowingly or unknowingly. The same rituals and sacrifices that caused the fall of the true man is praying, cooking, worshiping false images, accepting gifts, Christmas and birthdays, drawing, sculptures, statues, symbols, wearing of perfume, Azazel, or Azazel, how you want to say it, taught men the making of perfume and weapons, rituals and stuff. Meat, look, you can't eat. I mean, I'm not saying you can't eat. You can do whatever you want to. The vibration tells us to eat what grows from the land. And also, one of those 12 instructions said, do not kill the animals. Well, you've seen people like James seeking to kill the deer. Come on now. They're showing you who they are. You just don't understand the instructions. You go off of those ones in the Bible, the commandments that have black magic and spells and witchcraft over them. And that's a problem. You don't hunt. You don't fish. You don't eat the animals because the Moses said they are your brothers. They have souls, which means they have flesh. And if you eat animals, I hate to say it, you're accountable. How can you eat something that's dead and you think it's going to make you alive? Come on. Yeah, right. The same rituals that they were doing. Yeah, it probably wasn't that long ago because they've erased history. You don't know. But the vibration says it's not that long ago. Technology they have now. Look, the meat, the alcohol, the tobacco, the drugs, and medicines that made them hallucinate, going after and being part of Yahweh's beast system. So who deceived the true man? We know Yahweh is the root. We know he's the destroyer. And he used the Nephilim, which are coded name for human robots, artificial intelligence, who are unregistered births. They're just characters with an avatar that's controlling them. On her lower vibration, the avatar is called handlers. They're all just bots and created characters playing a role in Yahweh's beast system who really don't exist. And that's how this core, all humans are actually artificial. You see, Yahweh creation is and has always been robots and artificial intelligence. Pay attention to the reset we just come out. Surf exposure on Transformers lets you know that this stuff is not that old. Edgar Mendez did a great exposure on the reset. How they destroyed Egypt. These bots are here. They always been here, people. You know, we call them wolves in sheep clothing. Nah, start putting this thing together. It's just another vibration to it. It gets stronger and stronger as you keep the exposure going. The fall. It's cold fall. This word falls. Spits out these words and these phrases. Angels, pastors, messengers. It's a part of the fall. This part of the code is about hoarding, to store away, to reserve, mistrustfully, ready to believe on something that is not facts or true. John 8:44 tells you that Satan is the father of lies. He is the tempter. Yahweh. Goes back to Yahweh. You can call Satan who you want to, it goes back to Yahweh, the God of the Bible. A spell. Temptation is a spell. Beauty. Hmm. Imposing. Dumbfound. Astonished. Amazed. Marvel. John chapter 3, verse 7. Marvel not that I say unto you, you must be born again. You know, that's definitely religion. Born again. Reincarnation. This is what they do over and over and over. Reset. They're nothing but clones, bots, artificial intelligence in a laboratory, growing fetuses. You've seen me do the exposure on it. Genesis chamber. Psalms chapter 7, verse 13. He had also prepared for him instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Who is the arrows? Focus beams. Here's a good one. Yahweh destroyed Egypt with focus beams. There's the number. Destruction. You know, this is what happened to Egypt. Like Edgar said, he used focus beam technology. Maybe call an arrow, but it's a focus beam. Hmm. They've been going around different parts of the earth, destroying it. And then you have Matthew chapter 11, verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. What is this kingdom of heaven? Well, this is what vies with it. Shame, immorality. It's clearly visible. King of Israel. By rankings, prophets. Bull crap. There's no such thing as prophets. Everything is scripted. You can call them prophets if you want to. That's their title. But the true man wasn't called that. True man has no title. Wow. Raging, besieged places, defense, fortified, fenced in. See, heaven that's talked about in the cube or the book or your scripted Bible actually is defined from the code above. You know, heaven is the land. It's not some secret place. I tell you, it's clearly visible. You see the land all day and every day. We eat from it. It protects us. But see, they're trying to destroy it, finish it off, finish Babylon off, destroy it all. Well, I stay right here. There's no water bars. They can't do nothing to you. What do you think the fracking is about? Digging under the ground. What if they're systematically placing bombs in strategic places to sink part of this correction? And you head straight to the meadows of Egypt, which is another vibration, which is what is called hell. Go look at Labrie on the movie. They're showing it to you. They're giving you the truth. You see, heaven is the land. It protects and we eat from it, fruit, nuts, vegetables, and seeds. It gives us the meds that we need. I don't want to call it medicine, but the healing is in the vine. It's in the herbs. That's why they didn't get sick. They eat from the land. You have bombs in Pompeii. Pompeii may be Egypt. And they should have ran in numbers, but Pompeii was destroyed. What they say a volcano, Mount Vesuvius. And I've told you all these mounds, pyramids, volcanoes, they have weapons in them. Shoots out fire. That's a weapon. Come on now. OP means observation post. They watched the true man from beyond and seen how they acting. And to them, they were like gods. That's where you get your word gods from. Yahweh said, let us create a man, but in our image. Ah, you robots and artificial intelligence. Let's make some. They look like that. Just can't perfect the glitches. Keep resetting. You're gonna cause a glitch. And the glitches are here every day. Just gotta pay attention. To steal, to take, prisoner of war, hand over rights, greatly afflicted, lament, bewail, unfair treatment, removed by force and effort, father of gathering, collect, take, heard, sudden violent attack, stole animals. You see this? This is what Yahweh and his beast system is about. They stole animals because the true man had to hand over his rights. And they were herded, like I was telling you, they were like animals to them, fish, herd, sheep. Once they handed over their rights, there was a sudden violent attack. And they were collected, took animals and the true man. By who? The father of Galilee. They were herded like herds. They were removed by force and effort. Now they have unfair treatment. They had to hand over their rights. They were prisoners of war. They worked and they got paid for it. But see, you keep talking about reprobation, and you keep talking about slavery. You're speaking into existence. I don't believe in history. I believe it's all scripted. I don't believe in no slavery. They put what they want you to see. It's all scripted. Keep the instruction. And then you have the word of, which is bottomless pit, abyss, deep, no way to flee, lead away, to bring, superimposition, action of placing or laying one thing over another, images, drawing, sculptures, weapons, bodies. Pay attention to what you have in your house, the images you have up. Get them down. Keeps you in bondage. You're off into a ritual and a sacrifice, whether you know it or unknow it, or you not know it. It's simple. Most of you don't know that you're off to rituals and sacrifice. You're under the spell. You can't see it. Then you have what's called supervene or unforeseen development, mental over physical, threatened, influence. Yes, this all took place in the takeover. It was unforeseen development. And don't forget, this here has a good vibration also. Unforeseen development. It's coming for Yahweh. It's artificial intelligence and robots. So the battle is mental over physical. They got in their psyche, their head. They were threatened, influenced. You know, they were taught to pray. They were taught to cook and eat. All the rituals. Offering your prayers up as a sacrifice. They're all rituals. The God of the Bible is not who you think he is. He's about pedophilia. I done told you this. It's right there in front of your face. But you're under the spell and you can't see it. It's time. Get closer and closer. All true to the Most High. And not that counterfeit who try to pose as the Most High, who is Yahweh. Be blessed, family.